Hey, what's up? Hey, man. So, hey, how y'all doing, man? Y'all come on up in here, man. Y'all know what it is, man. We up in this thing. So, welcome to the show, man. You know how we are, man. We close and a dream. Well, we can bring dreams into reality. You just gotta put in the work. That's it. So, I wasn't able to be at the studio today. They they closed some roads that led to the studio, so it was closed, and so we had to I had to go live from the house, man. And so I'm not tripping, I'm just enjoying life, you know what I'm saying? But today, man, I got a guest with me today, man. I got a guest with me today that I want to bring on with me. He's one of the guys from my men's group that I'm a part of, CAG, man. And so he's actually one of the guys that actually took me in under their wing. Older guy from California took me in under their wing, man, and been personally mentoring me. And he's actually won. So we have an award every year, and you can get Lion of the Year. Whoever get done the most and the best throughout the year, we all vote, and this person can get Lion of the Year. And so he was able to get Lion of the Year this year. So I want to bring my brother Ron Jeezy on, man.
Oh man,
Ron,
what's going on with the
Ron,
the legend, Doc Amy? What's up, brother?
man. Hey, I'm blessed, Ron, man. I'm blessed, man. I can't complain
Yes,
one bit,
sir.
man. And you actually the first guest that I get to have on my radio show, Closing a Dream. It's still everything's still growing from the ground up. You feel me? All of this is still
Yes, sir.
grassroots,
Yes,
and we
sir.
learning as we going. This
Yes,
work that
sir.
didn't work. Can we? You feel me? But
Yes, sir.
I wouldn't be more honored to have anybody else as one of my very first guests, man, because you're my brother, Ron Jeezy, man. We met through some other brothers, and we are joined to a mutual men's group called CAG,
Absolutely.
Kings of
Yes, sir.
Accountability. So let me ask you this, Ron.
Anything, shoot,
How
man.
was CAG invented? What was
Um,
the idea behind to say, hey, we need to start this?
man, before I even start, bro, I just want to say, man, I am super blessed to be in your presence, man. I'm proud to be your first guest, bro. I mean, I'm proud of what you've done, your achievements, and the way you just shining from coast to coast, from city to city. It's the Doc Amy show, y'all. Y'all ready for what this man can bring you? Y'all ain't seen nothing yet. Y'all just seeing the little inklings of what talent this dude really has, man. And just to answer your question, man, CAG was just a group of individuals who were all surrounded around the legendary leader himself, and that's Dr. Eric Thomas himself. A bunch of brothers who came together, who were just working with ET to be the best version of themselves and studying under him, and working to be extreme execution coaches, and they were being accountable to themselves and make sure that they were staying on the path to achieve greatness in that realm. And it just expanded from one thing to another. And them brothers just decided to say, hey, let's keep this movement going, and stay connected and continue to inspire and motivate and keep each other accountable. So it went from just a small little, a couple of people just trying to keep themselves accountable on the West Coast and throughout the regions to what we see today of an organization that's global, of course, that's doing some huge things in the community, that's affecting lives of the people that anyone that comes in this organization, your life is going to change. And me and Doc are pretty much the greatest examples that you can see live and direct. But this organization was built on the foundation of making sure that there was an opportunity to help people of color, majority of people of color, but we're open to anyone. But we specifically target our culture and the people that are surrounding us, the black and brown communities and of the world. We see a need in that area, and that's specifically is our target market. However, we're not isolating ourselves to no one. If you need to have some accountability, and you need to have some encouragement in your life, or you just need a way to keep your things together, our membership does not close to anyone. But we have a target market, and we specifically look at our culture and our community, and we focus on that group. So that group has been able to inspire a large number of people. We're about 60 people deep. And like I said, we're a global organization located in Africa, located in London, located across the USA. You know, we're looking to get in Canada. We're looking to get down in Mexico. We're looking to expand this thing as far as God will allow us to. The footprint that we have right now is just a small footprint compared to what God is going to bless us with to continue to grow this organization, because we're doing special things and we're doing this work. And it's just that simple. You know, we're looking to just to make sure that we're not only the best versions of ourselves, but we bring that whole philosophy to the community and to anybody that we can help. And that's just exactly what we're going to do.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
Yes,
So,
sir.
let me ask you this.
Absolutely.
What would be one thing that you would say is one of the greatest assets of being joined to a group as such as this?
You know, it's honestly speaking, it's
for men.
yeah, absolutely. We're speaking from a male perspective, and that's not to deny the fact that a man is not a man without a queen. Absolutely. We just make sure y'all know that, just in case we got some people trying to, some distractors. You know, we know what I mean? We rocking with our queens for sure. You know what I mean? But since the subject matter is men, and our support group is based in the realm of helping men, we know for a fact that the best element, the most attractive element to our organization is the fact that we provide accountability. We provide a place. We say it in our meetings when we first get started. This is a place. This is a safe zone. This is a safe zone. And please respect what you see here and what you hear here. And this is a non-judgmental space. So we create an environment that allows the average person, the average male, to sit in a group of men where they can be themselves and they can tell the truth and they can be transparent, and absolutely no one is going to judge them. We're going to find ways and means to make sure that we motivate them and we move them from one version of themselves to another version, to the version that God Allah has blessed them to be in whatever way they possibly, whatever capacity that God has blessed them to be. We're going to do whatever we can to continuously move them from one layer to the next layer to wherever we can. And the sky's the limit. You know, we're not here to limit anyone's potential. We're here to make sure we bring out whatever we can. We're going to pour into individuals. You know, that's our goal, man. And we're not out to limit anyone's potential by making this something that's closed to different races, different communities. We're making sure that we keep our whole atmosphere open, because God pours into everybody, and that's what we're about. And that to really be specific to your question is, success is in the routine. And if you really want to know how to keep yourself successful, then you might want to come get some of this accountability skills that we got, man. We specialize in implementing success, and our routines are specifically derived from our routines.
I was gonna say one of the best things for me is knowing that I have somewhere that I can come, be totally open, honest, vulnerable, and transparent.
Yes, sir.
And people, as soon as they hear it, they're automatically listening and coming up with solutions to help you. Not, man, you did that, man, you tripping. Like, they instantly trying to, like,
yeah,
good, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I know you did that, but if I was you know what I'm saying? And just to speak on, you know, we can't hit on everybody, man, but just to speak on some of the caliber of men. Like, I was telling Terrell, who is one of actually the founders, Terrell Muhammad. I was talking to him and I said, just think about it, Terrell. Think about all the men that we have in this group, right? Now think about how many rooms those different feet get to touch. That ultimately comes back to this room with all the different information and all the different, you know what I'm saying? And I started thinking about that, and I was like, man, this is amazing, bro. Like, we have something that is very genuine, but also rare because of the way that the people portray us as men, especially black men, how we fight against each other. We can't never do nothing, and a lot of it is true. But when I look at CAG, man, we changing the narrative on that, one brother at a time.
Well said, Doc. I mean, every person that's in CAG has their own true meaning of what CAG means to them. specifically speaking, yours is the fact that, we have transparency. Mine is the fact that this group allowed me to be transparent to whatever issues that I was going through and whatever I needed to go through. It allowed me to go through that and to get to where I am today. Without this group, without this particular platform, there's no way in God's name that I would be the person I am today. I done been through a lot of different things. We all have our experiences. We all have what we call our stories, right? Everybody in this organization has a story. The special thing about King's Accountability is the fact that your story has value, and we recognize that. We ain't stepping on nobody's story. We not only gonna listen to your story, but we gonna help you take that story and then figure out ways that you can use that story to be just, everything that God has made you to be, man. And that's the special part about this group. One of the things that we really do for each individual is we create an accountability partner. So if you feel that you need some one-on-one time with somebody, or you need what we call Doc, a power
five, man.
A power five.
Yeah.
And that power five, you guys, is specifically that you get 5 people that for a fact that you can count on. You got 60 people to choose from. Everybody one thing about this group, one thing for sure, 2 things for certain, is you definitely gonna get somebody that's gonna pick up your phone call. They might not have, they missed that call one time, but they definitely gonna get back to you. Yeah. That's our bond, that's our word, and our word is bond. You know what I mean? And if you got somebody that you want to contact, or you just need an ear, you're gonna get somebody. You know what I mean? And in that power five, you're going to be able to get somebody even quicker. You know what I mean? We use that platform to make sure that we can bounce off whatever we need to bounce off. Some of the stuff some people ain't comfortable sharing in the group atmosphere. Maybe they just need that simple 5 people where they can bounce that off, because it might be a little something where they ain't comfortable with the 60 people. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that power 5 makes it even greater. So what that means is accountability in a group form is special. But when you break it down and you use what this call, we say it all the time, the magic happens off the call.
Off the call. Yeah.
Off the call.
It's off the call.
Off the call. And that's what makes it so great.
The magic happened over there.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's what makes it so special, is that you can create a network within a network and make that your own personal network. You understand what I mean?
So look, in joining this group, this group has so many dynamics, right?
Yes, sir.
But it has a common denominator that brings everything together. And this common denominator, from my angle, I see it as the DISC assessment, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So you got all these different men with different skills and talents, and we have a DISC assessment, a flight assessment that we all take when we first get in it, and we learn about our different strengths and weaknesses, and how our strengths can be used together, and how a weakness can be strengthened, because it teaches about how to you know what I'm saying? Tell us a little bit about that, man.
So the flight assessment is an assessment that Dr. Eric Thomas has made famous. He's basically taken some information, and he's taken some great assets that's been used in the military, that's been used throughout time, and he's taken those different aspects and he's been able to make them really, really relatable. You know what I mean? And he's made them really down to earth. And basically, he's taken 4 characteristics of human behavior and he's broken them into different superpowers. You have a high I like myself, who's very interpersonal. You have a D, who's somebody who's definitely direct and determined. And then you have somebody who's a C, who's a coordinator and very sophisticated at creating systems. And then you have someone who's an S, who's steady, and all they need is just motivation, and they can just fire off at any task. You know what I mean? So he's created a way to be able to look at each person's characteristics, their human behaviors, and then you be able to use that specific one that directly applies to your traits as a human being, and the way you react to certain things, the way you conversate to certain people. The DISC assessment gives you the ability to communicate more effectively. It just takes you from one level to another level. It just gives you that opportunity to be among the best when you're communicating, when you're in a business deal and you're looking to use a persuasive conversation to work for you, and at the same time allow space for you to communicate effectively with someone of a different level, and at the same time be able to use all 4 of those different characteristics to level up, level down, or at certain points you have to be in your natural state. Sometimes you have to be in your adaptive state, but basically to be able to use all of those traits to make sure that you're a level-headed person and you can handle conversations and you can move conversations so you can be effective, and at the same time create enough space where everybody has an opportunity to really communicate effectively, but basically making sure that you can move the conversation in your manner and you can just be on top of it. Pretty much give you the opportunity to be, you know what I mean, super when it comes to you relating to people in different ways. I love the DISC assessment. It gave me an opportunity to really understand myself and Doc are both high eyes, meaning like we're very interpersonal people, that we have the ability to bring people together and facilitate, you know, but at the same time, that I can tend to rule our character. So we have to be able to take that I, lower that, and be able to raise some of the other characteristics like our D's and our C's so that we can communicate effectively and not allow our I to get in the way of us being able to be effective communicators.
You explained that so good, Ron, man. That was very, very good. So me and Ron have a very close relationship with inside the group. So not only is Ron one of my actual Power Fives, but if you know anything about Eric Thomas and his story and how he came along, he was introduced and met a guy named CJ who had a different mindset of like planning and business and, you know, just keeping him accountable and helping him show him the way that you got this gift and talent. If you rapping and you put it in this and you show it over there, maybe you can do this with it, right? Because I just know what I got and I like to talk. And so when you have these people, so one day in the group chat, I reached out and I said, hey man, I'm looking for my CJ too. And so everybody in the group already kind of knew what I meant when I said I'm looking for my CJ, right? And so Ron raised his hand and said, hey, I'll be your CJ. And so me and him, we started talking, and he reached out to one of the other leaders of the group, Carl Phillips, Mr. CB Phillips. Man, I love CB, man. He is the
Don't we both? Man.
He is the, you remember, hey, what's the guy on Marvel? Is it Doctor Strange, or you know the guy? He's just like the guy.
Yeah. That's Dr. X himself. If you really want to give him a label, or
like
Yoda.
Bro, CB is like the wizard, the genie. He is just like that dude. You feel me? Like honest to God truth, man. And man, you can just feel it when you're around him. Like he just thinking of a master plan or something.
Yeah.
And so Ron reached out to CB and said, hey man, I really want to help Doc, but I know you have some wisdom and some expertise. Let's do it together, right? And CB say, well, if we're going to do that, let's get some other kings that are like-minded with you along with them, and let's start a group called the Rising Kings. And I'm going to get 5 of y'all, and I'm going to put y'all through a massive mentorship. Was it 9 weeks? 12, 9 weeks.
Yeah.
9 weeks.
90 days. 90 days.
Right? And it's gonna be intense. And this is what I charge for it. I usually charge this amount for it, right? But here's the only thing: it's free to y'all. But if you late one time, it costs you $100. You late twice, or if you don't pay the $100, you getting kicked out. Like straight like that. I love y'all to death. No hard feelings, right? And so we started this Rising Kings group, man, and we started doing meditations and weekly check-in, weekly goals, and we started learning about our subconscious mind on a whole nother deeper level. And we started actually learning about us, ourselves, outside of everything else in this whole world. We truly discovered who we were. And in that, when we started learning who we are, we started learning how to move and operate and how to deal with and how let other people. In that, I learned my will deal withs and my will not deal withs, right? And I learned them. And so we had got a stronger bond and relationship, and we talk a lot. And I love Ron Jeezy, but Ron Jeezy done something amazing this year in the group of 60 other great men, right?
Man,
Terrell, you own it right now. Terrell say Lion of the Year. Hey man, listen, and I'm gonna say this right now because we can all be like this and we can be transparent, man. And I told you this personally, but I'm gonna say it right now because I know we got some king listening. You know, we all not in competition. But when I wasn't even in the running, I said, okay, I gotta go get it and come back with it this year. I see how we going. We finna, hey, but
Hey,
it just enthusiasms me to motivate me to no, let's go harder. And if you see people in the circle, encourage them to go harder. So I just want to salute you, man.
man,
King of the year, you lion of the year, man.
man, I take a deep breath as I say that because I'm humbled by this award that I honestly will tell you is the greatest award that I've ever received in my life for several reasons. One, I really was at a point in my life where I was completely losing control of my life. You know, I had a serious alcohol problem. I had a problem with a lot of different things that, you know, created, you know, just a huge substance issue for me that I needed direction, and I'm transparent about mine. I'm not ever going to deny anything. And I take pride in the fact that I am a firm member of Alcoholics Anonymous, and I sponsor people and I take care of people. And I'm always going to stand firm on that. And I live for that. And I learned that discipline through CAG. If it wasn't for CAG, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. Mr. Muhammad, I salute you. The Colonel himself gave me a job and said, Ron, you are now my community director of affairs. You are the director of community affairs, bro. And I took that and I ran with it, man. And I ran with it because me and Tyrell have a special relationship. You know, we went to college together, we pledged together, we were roommates together, and we suffered together. We strong. We've been through together. We lost our frat brother together. We bond. We have a bond that's incredibly massive. And when I was falling off and I was losing contact, he wouldn't let me fall. He held on to me. He brought me. He said, "Ron, I'm not gonna drive. I'm not gonna. I need you, man. I know. I see it in your eyes. I hear you call. I hear the conversations, and I hear the disconnect. But I'm not gonna let you fall off." Him, Carl, CB, Carl Phillips. They both wrapped their arms around me. They wrapped their spiritual arms around me and said, "Man, we're gonna make sure we get you where you need to be." These brothers poured into me. Him, Vic, Ernie, Lee West, man, my cousin Tom, my cousin Leland Rubin, they poured into you, boy, and they gave me so much strength, and it gave me the opportunity to live to the capabilities that God gave me. Then one day, what really changed it for me, Doctor, what really pushed me to the next level and really pushed that whole CAG thing out for me, Dr. Eric Thomas showed up to our meeting one day. And me being the person I am, I was already starting to transcend and move to the next level. I was being motivated. My mentor, who is directly as Carl Phillips, was already telling me to be more assertive and to make sure that I take advantage of when I see good people, ask good questions. So when he jumped in our meeting that day, bro, immediately I asked him, what do I got to do to get to the next level? He said, man, you notice that there's never an iPhone 1 and only a 1. He says there's a 2, there's a version 3, there's a version 4, there's a version 5. Ron, go be the best version of yourself. When he told me that, Doc, oh, I took off.
Hey, look.
I took off, bro. I took off.
Look, check this out, man. That is one of the ways that I realized how I understood how God was talking to me. Because look, when you remember when Terrell first told us that we was gonna have a guest on the show, I saw it. He said we're gonna have ET. So I reached out. I say, is it ET? He gonna tell me, oh, come on, man. I wish I had money for that. And I knew it. Hey, look. And as soon as he came on, hey, the exact way that I saw it in my head is the way I saw it on that screen. And that started helping me develop how God speaks to me in my mind. I said, I knew it.
Yeah, that changed it for me, bro. That gave me so much strength, and you know, he when he told me just to go be the best version of yourself, I took it and I ran with it, bro. I didn't just listen to it. I ate it up, bro. I poured myself into him. I poured myself into this organization. I poured myself into service. I made sure that I did everything possible, and it all stems from the fact that God blessed me with the ability to know that I have my sanity back right now. When he gave me my sanity back, bro, I was able to shine. From there, bro, I just took off with it, man. And I poured myself into anybody that needed my help. I made myself available to who and whatever I could. I called people. I did everything I could to make sure that whatever I could do, I could be a service to somebody, because I knew that God had put me in a position to do some things special. So I poured myself into this position, thanks to the colonel for the job, and I ran with it. And I ran hard with it, and I'm still running hard with it, man. We got some special things going, but this honor of being the Line of the Years, I wear that honor right now. Every day that I wake up, I thank God for giving me that opportunity to put that robe on and wear that Line of the Year across my chest, because I represent this organization like I represent my mama and my daddy, and I represent that well. And I'm not ever going to let anything come between that relationship. You know, I know where I stand at. Of course, I'm a part of a couple others. I'm an alpha. I do a lot of the things. I run a couple baseball programs, and I do some elite stuff. But this King's Accountability stuff is something special, bro. And it's something that I take pride in, and it's something that, you know, it's not just me. You know, I got thousands of people behind me. You know what I mean? Tons of people have poured into me. Like I said, man, I'm super grateful for the fact that I got people like, you know, of course, my mentor. Without my mentor, Carl Phillips, I probably would be in a very disdained place right now. So I'm super grateful to be recognized by people that are my peers. You know what I mean? This is an honor and a distinct pleasure to represent this organization. And like I say, in every prayer that I say in the morning, is I tell God all the time, I will not fail you, and I will not fail this organization in representing it. This is what I do. This is who I am. I'm purely Ron, you know what I mean? I'm a poet.
You Ron Jesus. You the same dude. So a lot of people may not know where you from, Ron.
I'm from the Bay, man. Originally, I was born in Denver, raised in San Francisco in Bayview Hunters Point in the Mission District, man. I went to Balboa High School, left Balboa, went to San Jose State on a little baseball scholarship, did a little something out there, you know, pledged Alpha Phi Alpha at San Jose State. You know, I got a couple kids. My son, Ronald Gay Jr. is currently playing college baseball right now. My daughter lives in Las Vegas. My other son, he's actually out in Richmond. In the Bay Area. He's doing, you know, got kids that's doing their own thing. So, you know, man, I personally have done nothing but work my tail off in the past year and a half to make sure that I'm doing exactly what God wants me to do, man. And I know for one thing, I ain't perfect at everything, Doc. But the one thing that I know for a fact that I can be perfect at is getting up every day and letting him know that I represent you and that I can praise him. As long as I can do that perfectly, I feel like I won, right? I won. You know, I'm it's an honor to be on here with you, man. And it's an honor to represent this organization. And I normally got some stuff on, but you know, I got another job too. But I normally got some black and gold stuff on.
That's the next thing I was finna ask, man, because I remember at the beginning of last year, you was just, you know, getting these degrees and certificates and different things. So what do you do exactly?
So basically, what I went to San Jose State, and you know, I actually left there, and you know, I left there with a you know, just a degree in criminal justice and in that field, but that really wasn't something that didn't really pay well. So I jumped into IT, followed my mentor Carl Phillips. I jumped into IT, and then recently, as of now, you know, I own my own cloud, my own IT consulting business. And currently, I just, you know, I've been working hard to certify with AWS, Google Cloud, Azure, and machine learning. You know, so I'm just pushing myself extra harder to make sure that everything I do has value, and everything that I do, not only am I going to be able to at least produce some sort of way to feed my family with it, but I can actually give it back to the community. So being able to have certain certificates and being able to provide a way to help people in the community by setting up, you know, computer centers and at different churches, and you know, donating different types of equipment, and just making myself available in every way possible to be of service. You know, to be of service is special to me right now, and that's just my way of saying that, you know, the power that I've been blessed with is through just the power of knowing that there's a higher power that's giving me my sanity back. And to this very day, as long as I've been blessed with the ability to have a spiritual awakening, I'm always going to make sure that I do show somebody else how to get to it. I know you was, but you, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? but I make
You
sure that I
what?
give it back.
I
Maybe
was say
we
you
don't try,
what?
we get it done.
Yeah. So, but another one of the things that me and Ron we totally see eye to eye on, and that I love so much about him, and I know he's gonna help me get a lot of stuff done. He was actually one of the guys that helped me coordinate the Cubs to Kings males
Great job.
mentorship group because, like me, he loved youth,
Absolutely.
preferably at-risk youth. And so we have a knack for that together to really reach the youth, the young men, the young at-risk youth of our communities, to reach back and to be a better role model of what they're actually seeing, to show them something better. And so you want to speak on that a little bit, Ron, before we wrap things up?
Absolutely. One thing that Doc and I, and one thing that this community of kings that we call it our king. This is our community. One thing about this special community is we all come from diverse backgrounds where a lot of us didn't have their fathers in their lives. You know what I mean? And it's a special thing to be able to be part of a youth's life. You know what I mean? In Islam, we say God says, if you take one step towards him, he'll take 10 towards you. And the way I feel like this is, if we take one step towards a youth, that youth more than likely will take 10 towards you. They're only looking for somebody to help them with something. And Doc and I sat down and he told me what his plans were. And to back up a little bit, as a community director for our organization, I had to build a team. Doc was one of the first persons I contacted. I made sure I put Doc on my team because I wanted to have that. I wanted to have that fire. I wanted him, and then I wanted a presence in Texas. And then, we were able to build things and make things happen. And then I knew for a fact that with his passion, Texas.
I mean, because Texas is the second biggest footprint in CAG. Just let that be known. So the rest of y'all in the country, y'all better start inviting your people, man. Huh?
Yeah, Texas is our second largest footprint throughout the country, and I needed a presence in Texas. So, Doc has the passion and ambition that's needed to communicate as a community affairs person. So, who else was I going to select? So, Doc was able to connect with the community out there, and we came up with a process that we wanted to make sure that we did something special for the people of Texas, for the community of Texas, specifically Houston, Dallas, and Tech City, and we just came up with a system, and we looked at what was available, and Doc took something and he ran with it. He found an organization for us to collaborate with, him and our other Texas team with Victor Johnson and AJ Williams. They both collaborate. All three of them collaborated on the process, and they just took it and ran with it. And we were able to connect with it with some fabulous people. Some great people helped us put this thing together, and we were just ready to do something special for the youth. Yeah, Mo Walker. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Yeah, Mo Walker was able to step in and do something special. Akon, I'm sorry, I don't have the list in front of me, so forgive me, Kings, if y'all own. Yeah, forgive me, y'all, if I missed y'all names, but just to being able to create mentor programs and do things like this special. We got a lot of stuff coming for you guys, and this is just the beginning. And this platform gave Doc the opportunity to not only put CAG out there, but to represent himself as one of the most dynamic speakers in the world right now, you guys.
They don't know yet.
You guys ain't seen nothing yet.
Say, man, I keep on trying to tell them, the longer they wait, the more they're going to have to pay, man. You better come on with it, man.
Hey, don't hurt them like that, Doc. Hey, look, Doc. Hey, look, before we go, man, I just want to say thank you to the entire state of Texas, and thank you to everybody that had anything to do with me becoming the Lion of the Year. And most of all, bro, I thank you, Doc, for you being you. You know what I mean? And for you having the courage to continue to persevere. I don't know if y'all know this man's story, but this man done been in some serious situations, and God has given him an opportunity to continue to be the best version of himself. And he's still here, alive, kicking. And no matter what his situations are, he's always been willing to stand up and do something for his community. He might be knocked down sometimes, but he definitely gonna get up and he gonna do his thing. And I just want to say, man, you have the gift that keeps on giving, bro. Continue to be who you are. Continue to do what God put you here to do, man. And it's an honor to be on this show with you, man. And I'm with you 100. I'm your man, 50 grand. You know what I mean? And just to be clear with you, man, we have things that guide us. We have mantras, man. And Doc has one of the most incredible mantras in the entire planet. Doc, give us that mantra, man, on nice slow motion mantra for me, baby. Come on, light it up for me.
I'm alive and free. I'm happy and I'm healthy. I'm the head and not the tail. I'm the lender and not the borrower. I walk in integrity and good character. I am the thermostat and not the thermometer. The only way that I will lose is if I quit. I will always keep my faith in God, and I'm gonna remain undeniable, man.
I love it, bro. That's I told you, man.
Ron,
Hell
man,
of a
I just
mantra,
want to
bro.
tell you, man, I appreciate you, man. I'm not gonna even lie, man. Just especially when I came down there in July and I got to be around all of y'all, man. Just being around all my brothers from Cali. Some of them flew in from other parts of the country, like Zoe and all these other people, man. Just being around
That
all
was a
of
special
y'all,
day.
man. It was a different vibe, man. Like, and I love it. You know what I'm saying? And so I just want to tell you, man, I appreciate you so much, man. I love you so much. You've helped me so much. Ron is a little, most of the guys are a little older than me. We got a few younger, but I'm like right in the middle. But yeah, man, and I appreciate you, Ron, man, and I thank you, man.
Brother.
You know, this is only the beginning, man. This is where we get the exposure. They just getting a glimpse, getting the peek in the behind the. They getting the peek behind the curtain. Just don't know. We finna snatch it over and say, "Hey, what's up? We here. Let's go, man."
Come on, Doc. It's all good, brother. I love you, man. One love. Hey, y'all. Hey, man. Keep watching for this dude.
Hey, I love you, man.
Yes, sir, man. It's love, man. One love, bro. Let me know what else you need from me, bro. I got you.
Already, man. You be blessed, homeboy.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Yeah.